Okay, hello my fellow risers. I am about 160 videos behind in my editing. I got a comment recently, and I think I may have already mentioned this, asking me to publish more consistently because apparently there are actually people that are interested in what we're doing here. So I absolutely have to make this video 5 minutes or less. The frustrating thing is that today I think I had some of the most important, probably in the top 10 of the most important thinking that I've done so far. And I think it will forever be in the top 50. So that's disappointing. I journaled for like an hour and a half about what I call toggling between implications, which is not a good name for it. Um, and then I also was working on the way that people um, answer what they can. We don't have time because if I get started, I'll talk about that for too long. Tomorrow I may be making a video with someone, and she's someone who I had a conversation with her, and we were talking about sexism, racism, and stuff like that. And referring to one of those things, I said that it was natural, and she objected. She said,
What are you talking about? No, that's not natural.
people have this idea that natural is good. So we resist thinking that anything is natural because we think that then we're thinking it is good. In fact, tonight I was at odds and I had some nice cheese. And we were watching TV though before that, and it was like the Nature Channel, and it was talking about animal rape and these different species that very commonly, where rape is very common. It's almost difficult to say, but if you like said is natural, you can't say that. But of course, maybe it is natural. Doesn't mean that it's good. That's the point of this channel. We're trying to rise above what's natural. Today I walked the dogs. I journaled outside. She also had said that there are more differences between vaginas, or more differences within the group of penises than there are between vaginas and penises, which I don't even know what that means. But we had so many things in the conversation discussed that I've had joggers running onto my camp. I don't know what's going on. Twice in the last week, these joggers running onto my camp, meeting Neo, and then getting all upset with me and yelling that my dogs are so mean. They don't get bitten. Neo jumps on them, puts his paws on them, he's barking at them, he's scaring the shit out of them. I don't even know how do you run up this path? And you see how long it takes to get to Neo. I don't know what day this video is from, but how do you do that? Um, and that's crazy that like if you don't pay for your land, and that's the thing that we have to figure out. What is the morality? Like, I don't even know how to answer that question. What can a case be made that I should have a right to just claim land, even this close to a city? Thing is, it's not. There are resources that just don't exist. We don't live in a society. I wasn't. I don't. I didn't grow up, fending for myself in the wild. And yes, that's the plan. But it's. I think it's understandable that I'm not. That I haven't done that yet, and that it's understandable that a lot of people might not want to do that. So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to just scroll, scroll, scroll. Every day we're gonna learn about a bias heuristic. Okay, Google effect. No, that's not interesting. Halo effect. This is one that we know. Um, all right, so the halo effect is a cognitive bias, and we're looking at the decisionlab.com. The halo effect is a cognitive bias that claims that positive impressions of people, brands, and products in one area positively influence our feelings in another area. So where this bias occurs, an example of the halo effect is when one assumes that a good-looking person in a photograph is an overall good person. This error in judgment reflects one's individual preferences, prejudices, ideology, and social perception. And whenever I give that example of the halo effect, that we tend to think that good-looking people are more intelligent or more moral. People always say,
Not me. No, I don't think so.
it's true that if someone puts a lot of effort into their appearance, and it's garish. Their makeup, their hair color, how their breasts are positioned, and so on. Um, then we will often think that probably that they're dumber. But if someone is just naturally beautiful, we'll often think that they're more moral, and I'm pretty sure more intelligent as well. Um, People love to fight me on that one. So we can find this bias in all aspects of our life, from interactions at school and in the workplace to responses to marketing campaigns. Systemic effects. Aside from its negative impact on our individual lives, the halo effect can add up to create systemic challenges. One example of this can be seen in the psychology behind consumerism. Studies have shown that when the same food products are labeled organic and conventional, the organic products receive higher ratings and consumers are willing to pay more for them. This demonstrates how consumers can be manipulated to spend more money than is necessary. Is that a good explanation? It, my reaction, and of course, this might just be me fighting, because we all want to fight whenever a bias is described to us. Um, except for that one kid I mentioned, Ondale. Um, the organic products receive higher. So if you like, if your goal is an organic product, of course you're gonna be willing to pay more for them. Hey, can you stop that? What is that? Thank you. All right, we don't have time to get into this. I'm really disappointed though because we need to. Okay, hold on. Studies have shown that when the same food products are labeled organic versus conventional, the organic products receive higher ratings. Why would they not? People think that organic products are better. How is this even an example of the halo effect? Fuck this, dude. Am I just failing to understand this? It says here why it happens. The halo effect occurs because human social perception is a constructive process. It's not just like an observation. When we form impressions of others, we do not rely solely on objective information. In fact, I don't think we rely really. I mean, whatever objective information we rely on, we we leave it to our unconscious to process it, and it's not necessarily reliable processing. Um, it's crazy that we have to even tell people we do not rely solely on objective. It's crazy that all this isn't common knowledge. Indeed, the fact that we sometimes judge another person's personality based on that person's physical attractiveness is quite surprising. Right. So when we form our impressions of others, we do not rely solely on objective information. Instead, we actively construct an image that fits in with what we already know, or that corresponds to what we already know, I think is a better way to put it. So we know that this person's attractive. Well, what corresponds to that? Another positive quality, good morality, good intelligence, whatever. Um, it's not like what we already know and then we just fit in. No, it's really like you just start with this and then you just start adding things on. Yes, I'm daring, I'm presuming to think these people are wrong, in the way that they're describing it, and yeah. It says, indeed, the fact that we sometimes judge another person's personality based on that person's physical attractiveness is quite surprising. To my future viewers for like in like 100 years from now. This is called the decisionlab.com. It's not just like a tabloid. It's let's see what this thing is. And it's like, oh, it's so yeah, this is really what the world is like right now. In my time, people have no idea what's going on in their heads. They think that they're these rational beings, and they're surprised to find out that their judgments of a person's personality can be affected by the physical attractiveness. It would be interesting if I started telling people that the bias is that um, people who are more physically attractive are seen as dumber. I wonder whether people would fight that. or maybe they're not fighting the bias. Maybe they just actually think that that's not the case. Of course, one thing that would motivate them to think that that's not the case, that they themselves judge attractive people as being smarter, is because that's most people that I talk to. That's not a point of view we're meant to have. We're those people who cherish the uglies and the weirdos and stuff like that. Um, we say fuck the system and conventions and beauty standards and all that. So if I tell you that you think that attractive people, you tend to think of attractive people as smarter, you're going to be like,
Whoa, that conflicts with my whole vibe, bro. No, no, I don't think that.
of course, according to this website, maybe you do, but I think it's much more universal than this website suggested. All right, so about us, um, our mission. So empowering the world to make better decisions. The Decision Lab is a socially conscious applied research firm. We provide. Oh, okay. So this isn't like an actual lab at all. My bad. Okay, so now I can understand why this stuff is kind of so wrong. I mean, it's right, but it's just not giving you the full picture. We provide consulting services. Some of the largest organizations in the world carry out research in priority areas and run one of the largest publications in applied behavioral science. I got to tell you what. Wow, no. My original plan is to get my PhD and then start a consulting firm where I used my knowledge of and research about biases and heuristics in order to advise companies. Um, anyway, um, check out this website. It's got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, we're gonna do one of these every day. Today was the halo effect. Thanks.
Faut pas dire ça.
Tu m'as dit, pour Iris 100 euros, ça c'est pareil comme pour moi et pour toi 10 centimes. 10 centimes.